Hi class, my name is Becky Wiederholt and this is the Unit 2 discussion for Project Management 692. So the first question is, what is communication management and how does it apply to project management? So communication management is essential to any project, and it's also called the information lifeline of the project. And what this means is that it helps the flow of information from the initial stages all the way through to completion when the project is all the way done. And it helps control the process flow. The second question is, what are some of the variables to consider when communicating with the project team? So some of the variables that you have to consider is that not everyone will communicate in the same way and not everyone will learn in the same way. So speaking, writing, and listening are all key elements, and people will do lots of different ways to communicate even within those three elements. Writing, their communication methods could be within text messages, email correspondence, written correspondence, fax, and that's just for written. So people have a lot of different ways to communicate. And a project manager must make sure that the communication style that they pick to communicate with their team fits with what the demographics of their team expects. Best way to run a team meeting would be that a person needs to be prepared. The meeting should also include who needs to be there, what's going to be discussed, and how long it will last. This way people are prepared whenever they come in, and it also is very considerate of their time so that they know that they can schedule other activities and get back to what else they need to do for their project or for other projects so that they're not blocking out their entire day for a half-hour meeting or only scheduling an hour for a meeting that's supposed to last 2 to 3 hours. It's better for everyone in this situation so that you know exactly what to expect. A communication blocker is something that blocks the communication channels. So some examples of this are assumptions, cultural differences, outdated communication methods, and also selective listening. So the communication blockers will delay your project deadlines, and it also will keep your team from communicating and completing assignments as a unit. Best methods to communicate with a project team include kind of like what I said earlier. You have to read the audience and figure out how the best way that they want people to communicate with them and try to tailor your communication styles to fit with what your team will expect. So different communication styles vary a lot between generations, status, and education levels, and knowing what your team expects and knowing some background on them will help you to figure out how that they want to be communicated with. Some of the best ways to discuss issues on the project teams: find the root issue of the problem and then try to fix it from there. If you're just trying to fix the consequences of the actions, then you're not really fixing the problem for the future so that it doesn't happen again. As a project manager, best ways to praise or discipline team members is, again, reading your audience, figuring out what appeals most to each person individually or to the team as a whole. Thank you.